Spirit Wayshowers. Those who come unsolicited to help us find our own paths. In this we can see that they are guides. And sometimes they can be animals. But our awareness of guides can be enhanced, causing us to have a deeper appreciation when we realize that a guide can be anything in creation that speaks to a person through dreams, physical appearance, magnetic resonance, vibration, signs, symbols, words, or any method or means of communication. A spirit guide can be a cloud in the sky. The great Indian chief, Crazy Horse, his guide, his spirit wayshower, was a rock. And at other times in his life, it was a shadow. It can be a horse, it can be a caterpillar. It can be an ancestor. It can be a spiritual being that united with us before birth and chose to be with us for the duration of our lifetime. It can be anything that speaks to you, to the heart and soul of you. For many people, it's more comfortable for them to call a guide an angel. And to a guide, that's all right. This that I'm wearing today is in a representative form of reverence and appreciation for Native Americans. They inhabited this continent before our kind came. And there were over 500 tribes. And they had over 150 different languages. But of all of the Native Americans, they had common traditional teachings that were the basis for their connectedness. Never take more than you need. Thank Creator for what you have and what you will receive. Use all of what you have and give away what you don't need. Now, while you may wonder how this would fit into a spirit being a wayshower, if you allow yourself to go to a deeper level of awareness and appreciation, we're all on this planet Earth. We're all connected. Many of our difficulties that we're experiencing as a kind on the planet right now has to do with the fact that we do not live according to these four basic tenets. We do not have a realization that all things in creation have a spiritual energy, that all things are connected, that all things are worthy of our reverence and our respect. And we're speaking now in terms of Native American awareness that we are involved in this tapestry called life, that is the great circle of light. And that Native Americans recognized that as they moved within this circle, these truths were emphasized. Everything on the earth is alive. Everything on the earth has purpose. Everything on the earth is connected. And everything on the earth is to be embraced. Pretty profound and simple, but all-encompassing. Now, a spirit guide, a spirit wayshower. If it is an animal, it is not and cannot be chosen by an individual. A while ago, Sarah and I had the opportunity to go to Peru, and when we did, it was our first time, so we had no idea what to expect, where to go, but we had some heart desires of things that we wanted to experience. Well, some of the altitudes in Peru are 9,000 feet plus, which makes it a change for how you breathe and how you move around. And then also, because it's a different part of the earth, it has different inhabitants. We met up with this fellow that he said, "I'll be happy to be your guide," only to find out in the initial part of our conversations, he also was a shaman. And he picked up immediately on our energies of what we wanted. He said, "I'll take you to some places." So we went way out into, to me, nowhere, which was exactly where we needed to be. But upon arriving there, we started walking, and the first thing I noticed was this large bird of prey that seemed to be following us. We went to this one place, and we began to use some tuning forks that we brought with us for ceremony. And the bird turned out to be a caracara, which I did not know the name of. Big, beautiful bird. We made ceremony, and the shaman was just astounded because another caracara showed up, and the two of them began to follow us. And then we did ceremony another time, and the next time immediately following ceremony, these two birds mated, which caused him to be just flabbergasted. We did not call upon Karakara to come be with us. It chose to come be with us. And it chose to connect with us, even though I must say personally I did not understand all of the connection, but I could feel definitely there was a connection, and there was a transmission of some type of signal that occurred between the Karakaras and all of us. We went on, and again, to the shaman's surprise, we found artifacts, or rather, artifacts found us that had been there for a couple of thousand years. So it was quite amazing to have that experience. But this is just to bring to light what I was saying, and that is, even for such a short experience such as that, we did not choose the guide. The guide chose us. The spirit of the animal animating the spirit came to us. You have to then realize that animals really are sentient beings. They just have a different consciousness than us. I've heard some people say, "Oh, what are you talking about? That's just a dumb animal." Well, you might want to look at that and see that's awareness expressing itself, missing the part that this is a sentient being. We should never assume that they're exactly like us, nor demean them by assuming that they are less than us, or even that they are inanimate. Some of the messages that animal spirits, wayshowers, give to us may be confusing. And this is again where I would encourage you to open yourself and realize not all of the messages conveyed to us are meant for our conscious awareness. They may be something that operates on a different level of perhaps their knowing of who we are becoming, their knowing of what we are letting go, their knowing of something that we have the foggiest notion of. But sometimes what happens is you are caused to realize there's more to life than what you've been experiencing. And it can help you to slow down, get out of your head, and get into your heart. Begin to approach things from a basis of being patient, being open. Now, to make a little shift, then let's go to animal cards. Spirit guides are often attributed to having gut feelings and intuition about people and situations. And the way to connect through the spirit guides are through cards, some type of meditation that will allow your body and mind to become receptive and open to the communication channels. How about this being some kind of a mumbo jumbo? Because you see, in reality, this is giving power over to humans who will invent and control spirit through psychic, gut feelings, and intuition. And if you were listening earlier, you heard that they cannot be chosen by a person. To believe otherwise is to be exercising something of vanity, narcissism, and a grievous error. Because the error is you allowing yourself to be guided not by the spirit wayshower, but by a human flawed supposition, usually spawned by vanity or other emotional responses. So, another story that I wanted to relate to you along these lines is we think all of this is just going to be for people. But we had a dog named Spanky, which I know a lot of you knew. And we also had a horse named Gracie. Gracie came up lame. And we had several really good veterinarians and renowned come and check Gracie out and said, there's nothing wrong with her that we can see. Well, she continued to go lame. And one day she was lying down in the dirt. And we looked out and Spanky came up to her. And she was not exactly what you would call the friendliest animal in the world. But they had a recognition and a rapport, a communication going on, because Spanky went down to her hoof and began to mess around with her hoof until finally he reached in with his teeth and pulled out a nail that had been there for weeks. So I'm saying this in consideration of animal communication to animal communication, the communication of life itself through animal spirits, and the realization that we assume we are so much smarter than animals, when the fact of the matter is it's only an assumption. It doesn't make it factual. If you can for a moment imagine that an animal has learned to live its life in harmony with all the other animals on this magnificent planet without having to come to us to ask us how to do it. So in this look and see, if there is going to be one or you feel the need for some type of wayshower to come in your life, realize that you're not going to choose it. It's going to choose you. You can ask and be open and receptive so that it can. But each animal, realize, has its own medicine. It has its own wochangi, its power, which is unique to its specific self. So if you will, then you can maybe get out of your house and go into its natural environs and pay attention. Be quiet and see who shows up. Now, if you already have it preset in your mind, I really deserve a wolf. And even if you were to go to their country, where they live, that is not really in harmony with who has and who will show up for you. It could be a chipmunk. It could be an ant. It could be a grasshopper. It could be a rock. It could be the wind. It could be thunder beings who came and worked with Black Elk. It can be any power source of the universe that chooses to come and be with you, to help you to develop your inner knowledge, your spiritual understanding. You can see that spirit wayshowers come to us to help us find our path. Wayshowers, pathfinders, all interconnected, woven together in the tapestry of life. Aho.
For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.